How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Many NBA players are well-liked and respected due to their style of play and effort on the court. Some of the biggest superstars in LeBron, Giannis, and Kawhi will always be loved by their biggest fans, but also get a lot of hate by fans who cheer for the opposing players, causing a lot of debate and division. Before Kevin Durant joined Golden State, he was nowhere close to being one of the most hated players. Still one of the most hated, even though he plays for Brooklyn now. The top superstar players usually don't generate the most love. A lot of them usually role players. Here are 10 of the most likable players in today's NBA. Kemba Walker. No matter how much LA fans despise the Celtics, they all feel happy for Kemba's success, finally being on a good team, underwhelmed for many years in Charlotte, a franchise that was going nowhere, to the Celtics having a shot to contend for a title, Brad Stevens' team playing as well as ever, the 30-year-old fits perfectly into the system, no drama surrounding the team, never had any issues with his teammates, nobody ever said a bad word about him, overshadowed by other superstar point guards. If Walker's able to help Boston win a title, he'll enter Hall of Fame status. Steven Adams. The 27-year-old is one of the most physically imposing players in the league, one of the strongest, and looks very intimidating on the court, but off the court, beloved, very sarcastic, and always friendly amongst others. When players were complaining about the bubble, the rooms, and the food, Adams chimed in and said, "Let's be clear, mate, this is not Syria, mate. We're living in a bloody resort. It's not anything too serious. It's a bit of dry food here and there, gets bored every now and then. It's all good, man. It's actually pretty cool because you get to interact with the other teams. As for his production, very consistent, averaging around 11 and 9, knows his role as well as anybody, a joy for Thunder fans." Klay Thompson. Not only is Klay known as the Splash Brother, but one of the best shooters the game has ever seen, doesn't react or talk much on the court, even more lovable off the court. The fans loses their minds seeing the strong duo of Klay and his dog Rocco, spending time together, whether it's watching movies or playing chess. His charismatic personality, GOAT GM Jerry West said Klay's the perfect player, the perfect guy for Steph Curry, never seeks the spotlight, he just plays the game, and he's gotten better and better, and frankly, he's one of the most underrated players in the league who gets not as much love as he should. Klay also enjoys his summer well spent off the court, part of his basketball tours, cherished by fans globally, even inspires people to be just like him. Everyone always has something to say about Steph and of course Draymond, but nobody ever says a bad word about Klay, being himself at all times. Even if fans hate Golden State, they all love to have a guy like Klay on their team any day of the week. Damian Lillard, soft-spoken, gentle, and composed off and on the court. His loyalty remains impeccable to Blazers fans. Many superstars continue to jump from teams to teams every few seasons, but Dame in his 8th season with Portland, playing the best basketball so far, looking to drag his team once again to the postseason, considered underrated for many years, viewed as a superhero for Blazers fans, whether he ever wins a title with the franchise or not. Some believe he's the most clutch player in the NBA, earned a lot of praise last postseason, already a future Hall of Fame lock in my book. Instead of doing a lot of talking, going back and forth, jawing with others, Lillard lets his game and his verses outside of basketball do all the talking. The fact that he's one of the best ballers in the world and also a great artist who produces good music, many can only dream being half as good. Tacko Fall. Almost receiving 1 million votes in the All-Star ballot, the 7'5" gentle giant gets a standing ovation every time he enters the game. Ever since his college days at the University of Central Florida, barely had 2 years of playing experience before committing, didn't get drafted, proved himself to be a worthy G League with the main Red Claws, suited a couple games so far, makes every single NBA player looks like kids standing around him. Being abnormally large, not only is he a fan favorite, but a player favorite too, brings positive energy according to the Celtics. Even if the 23-year-old won't be remembered for his performance on the court, his popularity and positivity brings plenty of joy for millions of basketball fans. Alex Caruso. It's an absolute travesty. Caruso received more All-Star voting amongst Western Conference guards than superstar Russell Westbrook and Devin Booker, 3 times as much as Chris Paul. Just shows the weirdness and crazy fantasy obsessions amongst the NBA community. Memes of being called the GOAT, a fan favorite mainly because of his character and role on the team, despite being just an average role player. Anybody who claims to say Caruso's a star player don't even realize their own bias, because he doesn't look like an NBA player. A white point guard who was absolutely jaw-dropping, making a March Madness run his senior year at Texas A&M, went undrafted. Many didn't think he would ever play a game in the NBA, but but his relentless work ethic and energy earned him a spot with the Lakers Summer League and G League team. Had a solid ending to the 2018-19 season, shown flashes of high-flying athleticism and non-stop effort on defense, cherishes being in the spotlight. When he makes an impact on the court making winning plays, nobody can stop talking about it. Derrick Rose absolutely rejuvenated his career and finding his role to still be effective after many brutal injuries. The soon-to-be 32-year-old totally embraced his role coming off the bench as a backup scorer, being one of the best bargains the last couple seasons, faced all sorts of adversity. Many players who suffered all those injuries would be likely retired, but the former MVP still has plenty left to offer. After being in a couple tough situations with the Knicks and Cavs, his career was hanging in the balance before Minnesota signed him. It's a shame Rose hasn't been with a true contender over the last couple seasons, just on bad teams. Averaged over 18 points, 5.5 assists, just 26 minutes of action with Detroit, 49% shooting, heavily improved on his outside shot. There were even talks of him possibly being 6th man of the year. NBA fans since the early 2010s all cherish Rose's athletic ability, a mix of explosiveness and skills to put the ball in the basket from impossible angles, displayed Russell Westbrook type athleticism before Russ became a superstar, on verge of being an all-time great, to missing many games being a question mark. One of the craziest roller coaster careers to say the least. If Rose was to win a championship before his career's over, that would be one heck of a redemption story. Luka Dončić, the 6'7" point forward, continues to dominate, already a top 10 player in the game, just turned 21, having one of the most unique skill set the game has ever seen, breaking records left and right, becoming the youngest player ever to put up a 30-20-10 stat line, combined with the fast pace of today's NBA, perfectly allows his game to flourish, averaging almost a 30-point triple-double in just his second season, almost unheard of. Projected to be one of the 2 best players of the 2020s decade, always having fun playing the game, making everything look effortless, already top 3 in All-Star voting. Dončić will likely be up there for many years to come, never afraid to express his personality, smiling and dancing a lot during pre-games. Many role players in the future would love to play with him, keeping the Mavs franchise in good hands since the retirement of Dirk Nowitzki. Everybody loves him for now, but when Luka starts to dominate other teams for years, and when he has some growing pains in future playoffs, the media will then scrutinize him. As of now, we'll all be witnessing greatness for a long time to come. Boban Marjanović, the 7'4" giant, simply a great guy, the media's darling. The 31-year-old always has fun with his teammates. They say Boban's the nicest person you'll ever meet. Dancing on social media adds to his popularity. Being a goofy giant, super imposing, even when the super tall Kristaps Porzingis can't get the ball on top of the backboard, Boban comes to the rescue, can dunk without even jumping, almost unfair, will sometimes shock fans, doing things out of the ordinary. Right before the lockdown, the Serbian native absolutely dominated against the Nuggets, a career night, 31 points, 17 rebounds on 12 of 20 shooting. The pre-game dancing and singing, having fun with Luka, from being buddies with Tobias Harris, getting traded together multiple times. Boban's an absolute treasure. Zion Williamson, getting the most hype of any rookie since LeBron. Many fans will slowly start to get annoyed with all the Zion content on social media, even when he's on the bench, draws more attention taking quick naps than any of his teammates' performance and highlights. The 20-year-old, simply one of a kind, physically gifted, has been social media famous since his early high school days, very muscular and powerful, already stronger than almost every NBA player, mature beyond his years, knowing he's a global superstar. Despite playing limited games, his style of play must-watch television. Every time he dunks the ball, it will be posted on various outlets in a matter of seconds. Basically has a highlight package of his own after every game. After the season being postponed, the rookie pledged to cover the salaries of all workers at Smoothie King Center, Pelicans employees, to express his support, has the right attitude, being used to the spotlight. The megastar is the type of player the NBA needs to be the face of the league in the future, having good habits, no egos. His weight and injury concerns certainly raises some scares, but his talent's one of a kind. Sky's the limit for the 20-year-old. Honorable mentions include Stephen Curry, Trae Young, Giannis, Jamal Crawford, and Pascal Siakam. Curry and Giannis didn't get much hate until they became superstars, and many of their haters come from LeBron fans. Crawford at 40 years old, still doing what he loves, getting another shot, always staying ready. Siakam, now the face of the Raptors, greatly improved, while Trae Young, very entertaining to watch. The Hawks will have a lot of work to do if they want to be relevant. What other likable guys have I not mentioned? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more content, more good stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.